Have you ever heard of a country where women take the lead in proposing marriage? A village inhabited by dwarves with their own passports? Or a town with just one resident that still issues its own visa? What about a street so steep that cars have to be parked sideways just to keep from sliding down? Believe it or not, all these unbelievable stories come straight from New Zealand, a land that feels like it's from another world. Here, the cost of living is nearly 40% less than in the US, yet the experiences are richer than anywhere else on the planet. From the magical Hobbiton movie set that feels like stepping into a fairy tale, to the mysterious glowworm caves glowing like an underground galaxy, New Zealand is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. In this travel documentary, we'll uncover 15 mind-blowing facts that make this country truly one of a kind. Get ready to dive deep into a world where ancient traditions meet bold modernity, where wild landscapes and warm people create unforgettable stories. Are you ready to explore the real New Zealand like never before? Let's begin this extraordinary journey right now. One, women proposing and unique towns. New Zealand's surprising traditions. Have you ever imagined a country where women lead the proposal, breaking traditional norms? New Zealand offers just that, with indigenous Maori customs allowing women to propose during ceremonies by presenting symbolic tokens. This bold cultural aspect reflects the nation's commitment to gender equality, which continues to thrive since New Zealand became the first country to grant women voting rights in 1893. Beyond romantic customs, New Zealand boasts towns that defy imagination, such as a village inhabited by dwarfs with its own passports, and even a town with a single resident who manages local governance. These unusual realities emphasize how New Zealand embraces uniqueness and community in ways unseen elsewhere. In this travel documentary, you will discover how these traditions are alive and well, shaping the identity of a country that celebrates diversity and freedom. The combination of modern egalitarian values and rich cultural heritage invites travelers to rethink their assumptions about society. New Zealand's openness extends to visitors as well, where foreigners often find friendships and cultural exchanges that go beyond the surface. In the age of global travel documentaries, New Zealand stands out as a place where tradition, surprise, and hospitality merge seamlessly. Are you ready to experience a destination where old rules are rewritten and every corner holds a story worth telling? What tradition would you most like to experience if you visited New Zealand? New Zealand's geography, a land of islands, sheep, and cultural revival. Nestled far in the southwestern Pacific, New Zealand is a land of contrasts and wonders. This country, spanning 2 main islands and more than 700 smaller islets, covers an area similar to Colorado, but supports a population of just over 5 million. What makes this remarkable is not just the size, but the sparse population density, which allows vast stretches of unspoiled nature to flourish. New Zealand's unique demographic fabric includes people of European descent, indigenous Maori, Pacific Islanders, and a growing Asian community, creating a diverse and evolving society. The revival of the Maori language and culture, once at risk of disappearing, is now a cornerstone of national pride. This travel documentary reveals how the language, arts, and traditions are being integrated into education and daily life, offering visitors a deep cultural experience. Beyond culture, the sheer number of sheep, almost 6 for every person, underscores New Zealand's agricultural roots and rural charm. The landscapes are equally diverse, from snow-capped peaks and glaciers to tropical rainforests and golden beaches, making it a playground for lovers of both adventure and tranquility. In this travel documentary, we explore how New Zealand's geography shapes not only its environment, but its people and culture, creating a land where nature and heritage coexist in harmony. If you could visit just one type of New Zealand landscape, would you choose mountains, beaches, or forests? Hobbiton, stepping into the world of Middle-earth. Imagine walking through a real-life village straight out of a fantasy novel. This is Hobbiton in New Zealand. Built originally as the set for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films, Hobbiton has transformed into a living, breathing destination that captivates visitors from all over the world. Spread across a 1,200-acre dairy farm in Matamata, the village features 44 meticulously handcrafted hobbit holes, lush gardens, and quaint details like smoking chimneys and tiny furniture, all built from natural materials without a single plastic item. What makes Hobbiton truly special and sets it apart in travel documentaries is how it combines cinematic magic with genuine Kiwi hospitality. The locals embrace visitors warmly, often sharing stories and inviting them to enjoy craft beers at the Green Dragon Inn or gather under the party tree where Bilbo once spoke. Hobbiton is more than a tourist spot. It is a cultural phenomenon that celebrates imagination, community, and storytelling. This travel documentary segment explores how a fictional world has become an iconic landmark, attracting fans and curious travelers alike. Whether you're a movie buff or simply looking for a unique experience, Hobbiton offers a journey into innocence, creativity, and the timeless appeal of fantasy brought to life. If you could spend a day in Hobbiton, what would be the first thing you'd want to see or do? For the spirit of Kiwi women, strength, equality, and natural beauty. New Zealand women are redefining what it means to be strong and beautiful in the 21st century. Raised amid breathtaking mountains and vast coastlines, Kiwi women embrace an authentic lifestyle that blends rugged independence with warm community ties. Many grow up surrounded by fresh air and open spaces, where makeup is optional and confidence is cultivated through outdoor adventures like surfing, hiking, or running farms. This natural beauty reflects a broader cultural pride. New Zealand was the first country to grant women the vote, and today it ranks among the world's leaders in gender equality. Women here are often the initiators in relationships, especially in cities like Wellington, where friendliness and openness to foreigners are a part of daily life. This travel documentary explores the lifestyle, values, and stories of Kiwi women, revealing how their confidence stems from freedom and respect rather than societal expectations. You'll meet women driving rugged trucks, teaching yoga by campfires, or leading businesses in tiny homes. Their approach blends minimalism, strength, and joy, showing that beauty and empowerment are inseparable. For travelers, connecting with these women means gaining insights into a culture that prizes equality and authenticity. What do you think makes Kiwi women's approach to life so inspiring? Waitomo Glowworm Caves, nature's underground star show. Deep beneath New Zealand's limestone hills lies a dazzling natural wonder, the Waitomo Glowworm Caves. These caves host millions of Arachnocampa luminosa, glowworms found only in New Zealand, which create a magical light display resembling an underground starry sky. Visitors drift silently by boat through total darkness, witnessing a spectacle that seems straight from a dream. This travel documentary uncovers how the caves were formed over 30 million years ago, predating even the dinosaurs, and highlights the delicate ecosystem that supports this luminous phenomenon. The Maori, New Zealand's indigenous people, discovered the caves centuries ago and attribute deep spiritual meaning to the site, adding layers of cultural richness to the experience. Unlike typical tourist attractions, the glowworm caves are preserved with respect and care, ensuring future generations can enjoy the ethereal beauty. The tour's silent passage, free from artificial light or noise, offers a moment of awe and connection with nature. In this travel documentary, we explore both the science and spirit behind Waitomo, showing why it's considered one of the world's most extraordinary natural spectacles. If you had the chance to visit Waitomo, how would experiencing the underground glowworm light show change your view of nature? Rotorua's hot springs, healing waters, and ancient traditions. Rotorua, known as New Zealand's geothermal capital, offers visitors a unique blend of relaxation and cultural immersion. Unlike conventional spas, Rotorua's hot springs are steeped in Maori tradition and spiritual significance. Here, soaking in mineral-rich pools is considered a way to cleanse the body, heal the spirit, and prepare for important life milestones. This travel documentary explores famous spots like Hell's Gate, where visitors experience geothermal mud baths and cedar tubs surrounded by native forests and volcanic scenery. The Maori's ancestral cooking method, Hengi, where food is steamed underground by geothermal heat, is also showcased, connecting guests with centuries-old culinary traditions. Beyond physical relaxation, Rotorua's hot springs embody a connection to the land and heritage, providing a holistic wellness experience. Prices remain accessible, with many spas offering sessions between $30.00 and $60.00, making it an affordable escape into nature's embrace. This travel documentary segment highlights how New Zealand's spa culture transcends luxury, inviting travelers to reconnect with natural elements and ancient wisdom. If you were to choose between a modern spa and a traditional Maori hot spring, which would you prefer and why? Seven, Baldwin Street, the world's steepest urban challenge. In Dunedin, New Zealand, Baldwin Street holds a Guinness World Record for being the steepest residential street on the planet. With a slope that climbs nearly 38% gradient, Baldwin Street is not just a road but a local icon. Cars must be parked sideways to prevent rolling downhill, and residents have adapted their homes to this extreme incline, creating structures that appear tilted from the outside but are perfectly balanced inside. The street has become a vibrant community symbol, inspiring annual races where participants sprint to the top, attracting thousands of spectators. In this travel documentary, we delve into Baldwin Street's fascinating history and how its unique geography has shaped the town's identity. The street even doubles as a natural ski slope in winter, offering residents a playground of contrasts. Beyond the quirky facts, Baldwin Street reflects New Zealand's spirit of embracing challenges and turning them into celebration. This travel documentary invites you to experience a place where the landscape tests human ingenuity, community pride, and a little bit of humor. Would you take the challenge to run or walk up Baldwin Street? Why or why not? A Wanganui Republic, New Zealand's smallest self-declared nation. Wanganui, a tiny town nestled in New Zealand's Stratford district, may be small in size, but it bursts with an extraordinary spirit of independence and whimsy that captures the imagination. Unlike any typical municipality, Wanganui has boldly declared itself a republic, complete with its own passports, national holiday, and even a president. What makes this declaration even more charming is how the town's government operates out of a century-old Victorian pub, where visitors can apply for their own local passport while enjoying a cold beer in a convivial atmosphere. Remarkably, Wanganui functions without the presence of police officers, traffic lights, or surveillance cameras, relying instead on a deep-rooted culture of mutual trust, respect, and neighborly goodwill. Doors remain unlocked during the day, and the sense of community is palpable in every interaction. This travel documentary segment explores how such an unconventional governance model fosters peace and order, proving that sometimes small communities can operate on values far more powerful than bureaucracy or strict law enforcement. The town's traditions are equally unique and often infused with humor. Presidential elections held every 2 years welcome candidates of all kinds. Even dogs and goats have been nominated, highlighting a playful spirit and close-knit camaraderie rare in modern society. Wanganui invites visitors to reconsider what it means to govern and belong, showing that identity and community can transcend size and conventional norms. This segment of the travel documentary celebrates Wanganui not just as a place on the map, but as a living example of human connection, creativity, and the power of trust. If you could design your own small town or community, what unusual traditions or rules would you create to foster connection and joy? The Kiwi bird, New Zealand's shy national treasure. The Kiwi bird is far more than just a national emblem for New Zealand. It embodies the very spirit, identity, and values that define this unique island nation. Unlike the majestic eagles or roaring lions many countries adopt as symbols, the Kiwi is a small, flightless, and nocturnal bird, famous for its extraordinary sense of smell, an unusual trait for birds, which it uses to forage for insects and worms in the forest floor under the cover of darkness. One of the most fascinating biological facts about the kiwi is the remarkable size of its eggs. Each egg weighs almost a quarter of the mother's body mass, making it one of the largest egg-to-body size ratios in the animal kingdom. This incredible biological feat showcases the Kiwi's uniqueness and fragility. Kiwi birds are also deeply symbolic of loyalty and family values, as they tend to form lifelong monogamous pairs, quietly nurturing their young in burrows or hidden nests. This behavior resonates strongly with New Zealanders, who affectionately refer to themselves as Kiwis, not just in reference to the bird, but as a symbol of their resilient, humble, and grounded national character. This travel documentary segment takes viewers deep into New Zealand's precious wildlife reserves like Zealandia and Wellington and Rotorua in the South Island, where the elusive kiwi can sometimes be spotted by lucky visitors. However, spotting a kiwi in the wild is a rare and treasured experience, as the species remains vulnerable due to habitat loss and introduced predators. The documentary also highlights the extensive conservation efforts and community programs dedicated to protecting this iconic bird and restoring its natural habitats. For travelers and nature lovers, the kiwi bird offers a profound glimpse into New Zealand's wild heart, a land that values authenticity, resilience, and the quiet strength found in its most unassuming creatures. How would witnessing such a rare and symbolic animal in its natural environment change your perspective on conservation and nature? If you could observe any unique animal in the wild, which would it be and why? M10, Wellington, wind, art, and a city with soul. Wellington, New Zealand's capital, is a city defined by its windswept streets and vibrant cultural life. Known affectionately as Windy Welly, it boasts the highest average wind speed of any city globally, yet locals embrace the breeze with characteristic Kiwi resilience and humor. Sidewalk cafes bustle despite gusts, and street musicians fill the air with ukulele tunes. Wellington's urban design reflects a preference for human scale over skyscrapers, preserving views of the ocean and manuka trees. Cultural traditions, like removing shoes before entering homes, reveal the city's unique blend of respect and practicality. At night, the city transforms into a hub of jazz bars, indie music, and Maori storytelling, creating an atmosphere of relaxed creativity. This travel documentary segment highlights how Wellington balances nature's forces with artistic expression and community spirit. Visitors experience a city where challenges become character, and every gust of wind whispers stories of resilience and joy, For travelers seeking a destination rich in culture and authenticity, Wellington stands as a testament to New Zealand's soul. How do you think a city's natural environment shapes its culture and daily life?
Number 1, where women walk tall and think even bigger. Welcome to Denmark, a land where confidence walks in comfortable flats and strength shines quietly without the need for spotlights or flash. In this travel documentary, we open our journey by meeting the women who quietly but powerfully shape this country's soul. Danish women are striking, often standing around 5'6" tall, carrying themselves with a grace and poise that feels effortlessly natural, yet beyond their physical presence lies a far deeper allure. Their independence, their fearless ambition, and their unwavering belief that they can have it all without compromise. In this travel documentary, we explore how Danish women don't wait for permission or validation. They're CEOs, innovators, politicians, artists, and nurturers all at once. Denmark's progressive policies like generous parental leave stretching over 50 weeks, subsidized high-quality childcare, and flexible working hours form the backbone of a society where women can excel without sacrificing family or self. It's not just about equality on paper, it's woven into the daily life, felt in the joyful chaos of school runs and boardroom meetings alike. What's remarkable is that this balance doesn't come from competing or overpowering. It's about partnership and mutual respect. Men and women rise side by side here, forging a future where ambition and empathy go hand in hand. So here's a question for you. If you met a woman whose elegance was matched only by her sharp mind, would you feel challenged or captivated? And what does that say about your own idea of strength? As we leave this inspiring world of empowered women, let's dive deeper into the cultural fabric that supports this equality. The Denmark, where living side by side in balance is not a dream, but the everyday reality. Number 2, the country where equality isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle. From the bustling boardrooms of Copenhagen to the quiet family gardens in Aarhus, Danish women are omnipresent at every table where decisions shape the nation's future. In this travel documentary, we peel back the layers of a society that doesn't just talk about equality, it breathes it. Nearly half of Denmark's parliamentary seats are held by women, reflecting a political landscape that values diverse voices. Women also comprise about 50% of the workforce, thriving in roles across industries, from tech startups to traditional crafts. This travel documentary takes you into the heart of Denmark's family-friendly policies that make such balance possible. Flexible parental leave policies allow partners to share childcare duties, while public daycare is affordable, high quality, and widely available, making career and family not opposites, but complement. Imagine a day where a woman can close a high-stakes business deal in the morning, cycle home through leafy streets for lunch, and be at the school playground by 3 p.m. to pick up her kids, all with calm and confidence. What's most compelling is how this isn't perceived as a privilege, but a right, a natural part of Danish life. Stress and guilt about having it all are replaced with realistic, sustainable rhythms that value well-being over hustle. Denmark shows us a different way to live, where success is measured not just in salary, but in satisfaction and balance. So here's the big question. If this kind of lifestyle was fully within your reach in your community, would you embrace it? Or are you still chasing a life that demands constant speed and sacrifice? How would your life change if you slowed down and redefined success on your own terms? Stay with us as we continue to unravel the stories and systems that make Denmark a shining example of true equality and shared prosperity. Number 3, confidence that doesn't apologize. There's something magnetic about a Danish woman at the beach. In this travel documentary, we explore a culture where sunbathing is less about showing off and more about soaking in. Come summer, grassy parks, city docks, and seaside sands become open-air lounges. Women of all ages stretch out in swimsuits without hesitation. No filters, no cover-ups, just quiet, confident presence. It's not about being bold, it's about not needing permission. This travel documentary reminds us that when you grow up in a society that values self-acceptance over judgment, you don't just look comfortable, you feel it. And that confidence, it lingers long after the tan fades. So here's a thought. How would your life change if you stopped asking for approval and just showed up as you are? Number 4, romance in the land of no games. Forget grand gestures and slick lines. In Denmark, flirting is subtle, smart, and surprisingly straightforward. This travel documentary takes you into a dating culture where honesty trumps drama and chemistry builds through quiet connection, not performance. Danish women don't need you to chase, they want you to listen. In this travel documentary, we learn that dating here means equality, conversation, and showing up authentically. You might split the bill, ride her bike home alone, and text you the next day, not because she's playing hard to get, but because she respects herself and your time. So let's get real. Could you handle dating someone who expects maturity, not mystery? Number 5, beauty without the show. You won't see a lot of heavy makeup or fast fashion in Denmark. That's not because Danish women don't care how they look. It's because they've mastered the art of understated elegance. In this travel documentary, we follow a morning in Copenhagen where the streets are filled with women in clean lines, neutral tones, and that effortless, I woke up like this charm. The style here is minimalist, functional, and fierce. No glitter needed. This travel documentary reveals that beauty in Denmark isn't about impressing others. It's about being true to yourself and dressing for your own comfort and power. So what's your take? Does real attraction come from polish or presence? Number 6, where aging isn't a decline, it's a masterclass. In many countries, growing older is often seen as a slow slide into decline, a retreat from life's hustle. But Denmark flips that narrative on its head. In this travel documentary, we dive into a society that honors its elders not as burdens, but as treasures, champions of wisdom and freedom. Denmark has ditched the idea of cramped, lonely nursing homes. Instead, they invest heavily in modern, senior-friendly living spaces, homes designed with wide doorways, smart layouts, and thoughtful accessibility. Even better, if something breaks, repairs come free, because aging here isn't about struggle, it's about support. This travel documentary also reveals Denmark's impressive social safety net for seniors. It's not just medical care, but a holistic approach that keeps older adults vibrant and connected. Imagine someone in their 70s taking pottery classes, cycling through parks, or even launching a podcast with government-backed resources. The message is clear: retirement isn't a period of decline, it's a masterclass in living well. So, here's a thought to age into. What if getting older unlocked new adventures instead of closing doors? Could your golden years be your brightest chapter yet? As we ponder that inspiring outlook on life, let's shift gears and explore a less tangible but equally powerful force weaving through Danish culture: trust. Number 7, the soft power of trust. In Denmark, trust is more than a social norm. It's a deeply ingrained rhythm that orchestrates daily life with surprising ease. This travel documentary takes us to quiet country roads and bustling city corners where roadside stalls sell eggs, homemade jam, and fresh flowers without a soul in sight. A simple jar labeled "tak," meaning "thank you," waits patiently for payment. No cameras, no locks, just an unspoken pact of honesty. It's a rare social currency that powers the Danish way of life. This travel documentary guides us through a world where trust replaces surveillance, children grow up learning independence early, carrying responsibility as a natural part of their day. Cyclists stop at red lights even when the streets are empty. Parents leave baby strollers outside cafes without a second thought. This radical openness feels almost revolutionary in today's world of suspicion. The results? Crime rates plummet, social smiles bloom, and a quiet freedom emerges, one where you never have to second-guess your neighbors or guard your belongings. So here's a question for you. Could you thrive in a place where people always assume the best in you? Or would that vulnerability make you uneasy, like standing with your heart on your sleeve? Moving from this trusting society, we now pedal into Denmark's love affair with two wheels and the art of moving gracefully through life. Life on two wheels and 2 feet on the ground. Forget honking horns and bumper-to-bumper traffic. This travel documentary invites you to glide alongside Copenhagen's vast network of bike lanes. Over 230 miles of smooth paths weaving through parks, neighborhoods, and business districts. Here, bicycles don't just coexist with cars, they dominate. Denmark's capital is a two-wheeled wonderland where 9 out of 10 residents own a bike, using it for everything from daily commutes to romantic dates. Travel documentary captures a city designed around cycling. Thoughtful infrastructure includes dedicated bike bridges, special traffic lights timed for pedal power, and trains equipped with bike compartments. This seamless design means Danes can swap exhaust fumes for fresh air, arriving at work not stressed but refreshed, with cheeks flushed from the ride. Cycling isn't just transport, it's a declaration of freedom, health, and presence. Kids pedal to school in cargo bikes, executives cruise to meetings in tailored suits, and couples explore cobblestone streets beneath street lamps, pedaling in rhythm. So imagine a world where your daily journey isn't a race against the clock, but a dance with your city. Would you trade your car keys for handlebars if it meant feeling more alive, more connected, and more free? As we catch our breath from the breeze, stay tuned. Next, we explore how Danes light up their long winter nights with festivals of glow and warmth. Number 9. Cemeteries where life still happens. What if death didn't mean silence? In Denmark, cemeteries pulse with quiet life. In this travel documentary, we stroll through Assistens Cemetery in Copenhagen, a place where past and present walk hand in hand. Here, joggers glide past ivy-covered tombs. Families picnic on the grass beside philosophers. Lovers lie in the shade of poet graves, reading aloud and sipping coffee. This travel documentary doesn't mourn, it marvels. Assistens is more than a burial ground. It's a memory garden. You might spot fresh flowers on Hans Christian Andersen's resting place, but you'll also hear laughter echoing through the tree-lined paths. Here, death isn't feared, it's acknowledged, then embraced as part of the landscape of life. There's no heavy sorrow, just light reverence. No keep-out signs, only benches, soft grass, and a feeling that no one is truly gone if you remember to sit with them. So we ask, could you find peace in a place that blurs the line between life and legacy? Number 10, the secret sauce of Danish happiness. Danes don't chase happiness, they host it. In this travel documentary, we open the front door and step into the glow of hygge, the untranslatable, deeply Danish art of comfort. But don't mistake it for decoration. Hygge is warmth you feel in your chest when the rain taps softly on the window, and you're inside with wool socks, warm cake, and a good story. This travel documentary uncovers how simplicity becomes sanctuary. No need for luxury, no pressure to impress, just presence. Whether it's candles lit at breakfast or slow dinners with no phones in sight, Danes have mastered the micro moments that keep the cold outside. There's a quiet revolution in that mindset. It says, you're already enough. It whispers, you don't need more. You just need to notice. So if happiness is a choice, not a chase, would you be willing to slow down long enough to choose it? Number 11, coffee, candles, and conversations that last all day. In Denmark, coffee isn't just a simple pick-me-up. It's a deeply rooted social ritual and a silent invitation to connect. This travel documentary takes you on a fragrant journey through Copenhagen's winding cobblestone streets, into cozy cafes where the clock slows and moments stretch. Danes consume an average of 4 to 5 cups daily, but it's never just about caffeine. It's about presence, warmth, and shared stories. The travel documentary reveals how coffee culture in Denmark becomes a pause button in life's hectic pace. Whether it's two friends perched by a frost-kissed window, sharing laughter over steaming mugs, or a lone thinker wrapped in a soft scarf, lighting a candle to accompany their thoughts, every sip is a bridge between souls. The smell of fresh brew is the soundtrack of connection, nurturing friendships and sparking heartfelt conversations. It's this culture of mindful drinking that turns ordinary coffee into a daily celebration of company and calm. The warmth isn't just in the cup, it's in the space around it. So when you think of coffee, do you savor the flavor or the moments it creates? Could you imagine slowing your day to embrace this kind of connection? as the aroma of coffee lingers. Our journey shifts gears from intimate cafes to the bustling culinary world of Denmark's vibrant food scene. Number 12, Michelin Stars and Rye Bread Rebellion. Denmark may be compact, but its food scene looms large on the global stage. This travel documentary invites you to savor a culinary journey where innovation dances with tradition. From elegant Michelin-starred restaurants crafting avant-garde dishes to humble street carts selling the iconic smarterbrød, open-faced rye bread sandwiches piled high with pickled herring, roast beef, or fresh herbs, Denmark proves great taste knows no side. The travel documentary celebrates how Danish chefs elevate simple, locally sourced ingredients into masterpieces. Yet it also pays homage to the culinary rebels who cling to time-honored flavors like fire-grilled sausages and homemade potato salad. This isn't about exclusivity, it's about authenticity, a riot of flavors grounded in history from rich goose liver pâté to tangy remoulade. Here, food is storytelling. Every bite is a page, every meal a chapter connecting you to the land and its people. Whether dining under chandeliers or grabbing a quick hot dog on the street, the Danish palate embraces contrasts and complexity. So, what shapes your taste? The glitter of stars or the soul behind a dish? Would you judge a meal by its label or by the memories it stirs? With taste buds tingling, let's turn the page to festivals where music, history, and culture blend in Denmark's colorful celebrations. Number 13, fairy lights, fire dancers, and Viking feasts. When Denmark celebrates, it's not just a party, it's an epic tale told in light, sound, and spirit. This travel documentary plunges into Roskilde's festival, a music extravaganza that pulses with the heartbeat of 130,000 revelers, from legendary icons like Paul McCartney to indie bands from the underground. The energy is wild, raw, and uniting, a symphony of youth and freedom under the Nordic sky. The travel documentary then whisks you away to Ribbe's Viking Festival, where time bends and history roars back to life. Here, swords clash in mock battles, fires crackle under ancient oaks, and warriors don chainmail to reenact a 1,000-year-old saga. You can ride horses across the fields, taste mead brewed by tradition, and lose yourself in stories spun by firelight. It's a festival of contrasts, modern beats alongside ancestral chants, neon lights mixing with torch flame. Denmark's festivals don't just entertain, they ignite passion, community, and a deep sense of belonging. So imagine if you could live a day in any era. Would you choose the roar of the future or the firelit echoes of the past? From the heat of celebration, our journey cools down to the soft glow of winter lights, illuminating Denmark's darkest months. Number 14, light in the dark, warmth in the cold. Denmark's long, dark winters could feel gloomy, but instead they sparkle with light and warmth. In this travel documentary, we wander through the Copenhagen Light Festival, where streets, bridges, and historic buildings are bathed in artistic illumination. Over 60 installations create an enchanting dreamscape of colors that chase away the shadows. The travel documentary captures how Danes embrace the darkness with a sense of wonder, not resistance. Families stroll through glowing alleys, bundled in scarves and smiles. Couples sip hot mulled wine beneath glowing orbs. Artists project messages of hope and whimsy across centuries. Old stone walls transforming cold nights into magical experiences. This isn't just a festival of lights, it's a cultural embrace of contrasts where the absence of sun becomes a canvas for creativity and connection. The soft glow invites reflection, laughter, and togetherness when nature feels at its most forbidding. So tell us, how do you find light when life grows dark? Could you learn to welcome the cold with open arms and glowing hearts? From the ethereal beauty of winter nights, we ascend to the practical realities of Danish living, where cost meets quality of life in a delicate balance. Number 15, living high, spending smart. Denmark offers a dream lifestyle, but it comes with a price. This travel documentary peels back the layers of Danish living costs, where renting a one-bedroom apartment in Copenhagen's heart can reach $2,000 0 cents a month, and a simple cappuccino can cost nearly $6 0 cents. But here's the twist, most Danes don't grumble about expenses. Why? Because what they receive in exchange is invaluable. This travel documentary explores the true value beneath the numbers. Tuition-free university education, universal healthcare that works, pristine public parks, and safety so assured that children roam freely after dark. In Denmark, you pay more upfront but worry less. And that's a currency few places offer. Beyond expenses, the travel documentary reveals a culture that prizes balance, work-life harmony, accessible services, and trust in government. The high cost of living is buffered by social safety nets and a commitment to quality of life, creating an environment where freedom is measured by peace of mind. So if you had to choose, would you pay a premium for fewer worries? Could you trade a fatter paycheck for a fuller, freer life? Nestled at the crossroads of continents and cultures, Spain is a land where history whispers through cobblestone streets and the sun's golden light paints every corner with warmth and passion. From the soaring peaks of the Pyrenees to the shimmering shores of the Mediterranean and Atlantic, this country is a breathtaking mosaic of landscapes. Sun-drenched beaches, ancient castles, sprawling vineyards, and bustling cities alive with energy. Spain is not just a place on the map, it's a vibrant tapestry woven from centuries of art, music, food, and fierce spirit. Every village, every plaza tells a story of explorers who sailed beyond horizons, of artists who changed the world, and of people whose hearts beat with fire and freedom. The air is filled with the scent of fresh olive groves, the laughter of flamenco dancers, and the rich aroma of tapas shared among friends. This is a country where tradition and modernity dance together in perfect harmony, inviting you to lose yourself and find new parts of your soul. As you journey through Spain with us, this travel documentary will uncover not just its famous landmarks, but the hidden gems, the passionate women, the lively bars, where connections spark, the bold embrace of freedom, and the landscapes that have inspired legends. Are you ready to discover a land that captivates all senses and celebrates life in its most vibrant form? Let's step into Spain's story together and feel its heartbeat beneath our feet. Number 1. Spanish women, the heartbeat of passion and freedom. Spanish women are the living, breathing soul of their country, unapologetically vibrant, fiercely independent, and deeply passionate. They aren't carved from cliches or fashioned to fit the narrow expectations society often imposes. Instead, they carry an intoxicating mix of strength and softness that's impossible to ignore. Imagine a woman walking through a sunlit plaza, her skin glowing like the golden Mediterranean sun, eyes sparkling with untold stories, fierce fire, and tender vulnerability all at once. Her hair flows wild or is carefully styled, but always with a hint of effortless rebellion. She doesn't hide behind layers of makeup or pretend to be someone else. A bold stroke of red lipstick, a genuine smile that lights up the room, that's her signature. A true travel documentary would chase not just her beauty, but the powerful energy she radiates. A magnetism born from authenticity and fearless self-expression. But Spanish women are more than appearances. They are the heartbeat of passion, the very essence of love, lived on their own terms. Their love is not cautious or timid. It's a fierce, blazing fire that burns with intensity and tenderness. It's the kind of love that embraces contradictions, strong yet gentle, independent yet deeply connected, wild yet grounded. They love without apology, giving themselves fully, without holding back or compromising who they are. Whether as mothers, lovers, friends, or warriors, they live their relationships with raw honesty, joy, and an unshakable will to connect deeply. Their love is a dance, sometimes slow and deliberate, sometimes wild and spontaneous, but always electric, alive, and unforgettable. Have you ever experienced a love that breaks free from the ordinary and demands your whole heart? Spanish women also carry a modern spirit. They travel solo, build careers, break barriers, and lead with fierce conviction. Yet they treasure family bonds and moments of closeness. Their independence is not a rejection of tradition, but a reinvention of it, blending the old and the new into a beautiful harmony. They challenge norms, rewrite stories, and invite you to see what it means to be a woman who lives boldly and loves deeply. In the lens of a travel documentary, Spanish women are more than characters. They are living legends, each with a story of strength, vulnerability, and fiery passion that challenges what beauty and love can truly be. Their magnetism pulls you in, inviting endless curiosity. What fuels their courage? How do they navigate the delicate balance between freedom and commitment? What lessons can we learn from their fierce embrace of life and love? So what do you think? Would you dare to step into their world and discover the magnetic force that makes Spanish women so irresistibly unforgettable? Number 2, Spain's bars where life and connection flow freely. If you've ever believed England was the undisputed king of pubs, Spain's bar culture will turn that notion upside down. Here, bars are far more than places to drink. They are the pulsating heart of social life. Vibrant stages where laughter mingles with music, where romances spark over clinking glasses, and where stories are shared like treasured secrets. With over 280,000 bars scattered across Spain's cities and countryside, there's roughly one bar for every 131 residents, creating a dense web of community hubs where bonds are forged and memories made. This thriving phenomenon is a goldmine for any travel documentary eager to capture the raw, unfiltered essence of human connection. In the bustling streets of Madrid, the narrow alleys of Seville, or the tiny mountain villages, bars serve as open invitations to express yourself. Spanish women navigate these lively spaces with a confident grace, whether catching up with friends, sealing business deals, or simply enjoying a moment of freedom. Recent surveys reveal that over 70% of women feel safe, comfortable, and empowered in these social sanctuaries, a remarkable testament to the culture's respect for personal space and expression. Unlike many places where bars may feel exclusionary or intimidating, Spanish bars thrive on inclusivity, warmth, and the unspoken rule that every soul deserves to be heard. What's even more fascinating is Spain's paradoxical relationship with alcohol. While it tops the EU charts for regular adult drinking, it simultaneously boasts one of the lowest rates of drunkenness. It's a delicate, almost artistic balance between savoring life's pleasures and maintaining control, a dance of moderation and celebration that few countries master as elegantly. Have you ever stepped into a night that felt less like a party and more like a soulful gathering, where the energy wasn't just about the drinks, but the people and stories behind them? A travel documentary exploring Spain's bar culture would be incomplete without delving into this captivating dance between freedom and community, indulgence and respect. Imagine the amber glow of a Barcelona tapas bar, the hum of conversations weaving into flamenco rhythms, or the gentle clink of glasses shared under the Andalusian stars. Would you want to immerse yourself in that intoxicating energy, feeling the heartbeat of Spain through its welcoming bars? Number 3, nudity and freedom, Spain's laid-back body culture. Imagine wandering along a sun-drenched Spanish coastline, the warm breeze gently caressing your skin, and no one even batting an eye at whether you're wrapped in fabric or bare as the day you were born. In Spain, naturism isn't hidden away or whispered about, it's embraced openly as a refreshing lifestyle choice. Beaches like Playa de los Muertos, Playa del Tor, and most famously Vera Playa, with its entire naturist resort, invite visitors to shed more than just their clothes. They shed societal expectations, insecurities, and inhibitions. A travel documentary exploring this laid-back body culture would uncover a Spain where confidence and comfort in one's own skin reign supreme. A celebration of freedom that transcends fashion or trends. More than 1.5 million Spaniards have embraced this liberating way of life at least once, and the trend continues to grow, especially among women over 40 who are redefining sensuality and self-acceptance beyond youth and convention. This is no reckless display, it's a graceful dance of body positivity, self-love, and unabashed authenticity. Here, every curve, line, and imperfection is met with pride, respect, and even desire. It challenges the typical standards and rewrites the narrative on what beauty and allure truly mean. Though cities like Barcelona have introduced regulations to balance tourism and privacy in busy areas, Spain's laws do not ban public nudity, making personal choice the ultimate authority. How often do you feel truly free to be yourself without hiding behind layers of fabric or judgment? Would you dare to step into a travel documentary that celebrates this kind of freedom? One that's raw, natural, and unapologetically real? This open attitude asks us all to reflect, what does genuine freedom feel like to you when you strip away the world's expectations? Number 4, the rock-covered town living under nature's roof. Let's change the pace and dive into one of Spain's most astonishing sights, Setenil de las Bodegueras, a charming town in Andalusia where massive boulders literally hang over rooftops, shops, and cozy cafes. This place is a living travel documentary, a breathtaking example of how human creativity and nature's raw power coexist in perfect harmony. Rather than battling the imposing stones, the locals have embraced them as part of their homes for centuries, turning giant rocks into natural ceilings that keep interiors cool during blazing hot summers and provide shelter from fierce storms. Wandering through streets like Calle del Sol and Calle de la Sombra, you feel history carved deep into the stone, and shadows that dance with sunlight. Picture yourself savoring a glass of rich Spanish wine at a rustic tapas bar, a massive rock forming your ceiling, while the heartbeat of the earth and centuries-old traditions vibrate around you. This unique blend of practicality and poetry reveals that sometimes nature's quirks create beauty far beyond human design. What does harmony between humans and nature look like to you? Could you imagine calling a home beneath a giant rock your sanctuary, where stone and life are inseparable? A travel documentary capturing Sentinel invites us to rethink not only architecture but our relationship with the environment and the rhythms of daily living. Would you take the chance to visit this extraordinary town and feel its ancient, solid embrace for yourself? Number 5, Spain's Human Tower Festivals: Strength, Trust, and Thrill. Deep in the spirited heart of Catalonia, an ancient ritual unfolds that defies gravity and logic. The building of the Castells, human towers that reach dizzying heights of nearly 33 feet. Imagine the thunderous murmur of a crowd, hundreds of bodies entwined like living architecture, muscles trembling yet unyielding, breathing in unison as they balance precariously one atop another. This isn't just a festival, it's a pulse-pounding testament to human resilience, trust, and sheer willpower. A spectacle so electrifying that any travel documentary capturing it feels like bottling raw adrenaline and soul. The foundation, the Piña, is a fortress of strength, a writhing mass of bodies locking together with iron will, absorbing the weight of those climbing above. The mid-layers, agile and fearless, ascend swiftly, each movement a precise choreography between tension and grace. At the summit, a tiny child, the Anciana, climbs with the calm of a seasoned warrior, her helmet gleaming as she raises a victorious hand, sparking a wave of cheers that shakes the very earth beneath. Every breath, every heartbeat in this moment is electrified with risk and triumph. Safety is no afterthought here. Months of grueling training, thick mats, and vigilant medical teams transform this breathtaking dance on the edge into a masterclass of courage and care. Witnessing a castle rise is like watching a living mountain built from human passion. Raw, terrifying, Have you ever felt that edge where fear melts into exhilaration and the impossible feels breathtakingly real? Would you dare to stand in this towering testament to trust and grit? Number 6, Spain's desert, Hollywood's unexpected star. Far from Spain's glittering beaches lies a landscape so raw, so hauntingly beautiful it feels like a set of a mythic western brought to life. The Tabernas Desert in Almeria. This barren expanse is Europe's only true desert, an endless canvas of cracked earth, rust-red cliffs, and jagged rock spires that slice the sky like ancient sentinels. The sun beats down mercilessly, bathing the desert in golden heat waves that shimmer and dance, creating mirages that tease the senses. For any travel documentary devoted to wild beauty and cinematic history, the Tabernas is a treasure trove of raw, untamed drama. Once the rugged backdrop for Clint Eastwood's gritty tales and countless spaghetti westerns, the desert silence now hums with a wild energy. Imagine galloping on horseback through endless plains dotted with ghost towns and sun-baked ruins, the wind whipping past carrying whispers of outlaws and legends long gone. Here, time seems to slow, stretched thin beneath a blazing sky that burns deep into your soul. The desolation is breathtaking.